Hi guys, Steph here. What we've got for you today is, well, in my opinion, a very underrated pen manufacturer. This is a Burnham 54. Made in England. This pen, I would say, was made around about 1958. Although saying that, Harry Burnham, the gentleman that made these pens, he started making pens. He was actually an apprentice at Thomas Delarue and Company. So he obviously left and then went out and ventured into making his own pens from around about 1920s through to when they sort of declined and stopped making pens around about the 1960s. So a very underrated pen. Although saying that, in my opinion, these pens are as good as some of the major manufacturers of that particular era. This pen, you can see, it's this gorgeous blue marble, sort of two shades of blue and black, and it has these lovely sort of black veins running through the marble as well. So an absolutely gorgeous pen. You can see it's a lever filled pen. It's got a gold plated or gold filled sort of standard lever there. To the top of the cap there, you've got two sort of rather narrow cap bands, and to the very top there we've got the very recognisable Burnham clip. Now, and at the top you can see we've got this sort of gold plated stud to the very top. Now, the only downfall with some of these pens is that these clips here, the plate on them were very, very thin, and in some cases when you actually find these pens, you'll find the clip is actually a silver colour. That's because it's not so much of a plate, it was more of a gold wash, and they wear very easily. But as you can see on this one, it's still nicely gold plated or gold washed, so it's a lovely condition. The size of the pen from the top of the cap to the bottom of the barrel, around about 120 millimeters capped. Around the diameter of the barrel, around about 10 millimeters in diameter. So it's a rather small pen. I've actually shown you another Burnham pen. Another video I've done was the Burnham B48, which I'll leave a link on at the end, so you can actually go and have a look at that one. But let's concentrate on this one. As I say, let's have a look at the imprint. The imprint is slightly worn, but I'm hoping you can still sort of see it. It says Burnham 54, and then underneath it's got England. Okay, so let's take the cap off, unscrew the cap, let's do a couple of little twirls. As always, we've restored it, we've serviced it, put a new sack, so what we'll do, we'll test it out. A lovely example, and as I say, very much underrated. Although I'm saying it's underrated, a lot of collectors are now collecting Burnham pens because there's lots of different variations, different colours, different trim, etc., and they are again a lovely quality made pen. So let's see how it writes. So let's dip the, oh sorry, one thing I'm not actually showing you. Let's take you up to the section first of all. You can see it's got a slightly tapered section there in black with this little ridge near the nib, and if I show you the nib, you'll see it has a Burnham 14 karat gold nib. And if we show you the feed, we've got this sort of what we term as a ladder feed underneath there with these ridges in it. Now, the interesting thing about these Burnham pens is that on some of the models the nib units were actually interchangeable, very similar to the Esterbrook pens. And well, if you look at the Burnham B54 video that I did, I actually show you that and explain you that in more detail. So again, this one being a solid gold nib is a little bit unusual, but well, not that rare if you like. So it's nice to get a Burnham with a gold nib. So again, at this point, let's see how it writes. So we dip the nib in the ink. Okay, let's give it a wipe. Move the ink to one side. Let's bring on some paper, and let's see how it writes. So what we've got is a a Burnham, and this one is a 54, and as we said, we're dating it around about 1958. It's right, well, it's writing nicely actually. Whether it's got any flex or not, let's try it. So if we put a little bit of pressure on the downward stroke, yeah, we're getting a little bit of flexibility. So you can see the cross lines there are actually, well, the downward strokes are quite broad, as the cross lines are quite thin. So if we do, oh, well, it doesn't seem to like that. Right, well, don't you just love it when that happens? So it's skipping a little bit for some reason. So maybe it's the first time it's actually been written with since I've serviced it. So what I'll do, I'll check it over, make sure everything's okay with it. But as you can see, apart from that, everything is writing, well, hunky-dory. So as you can see, even we all make mistakes, or like I say, I'm not going to edit it, because what you see is what you get, and occasionally everything doesn't always turn out as you'd like it to. So we're not hiding nothing. There we go. I think it's just a simple case of, oh, there we go. There you go, there's nothing wrong with that, and it seems that the nib needs a little bit, it's just the first time it's been written with, but as you can see, everything seems fine now. So there we go. So what we've got there is the Burnham. As I say, it's the 54 from 1958 in this gorgeous blue marble with black veins and gold filled or gold plated or even gold washed trim. I hope you've enjoyed looking at the pen as much as I enjoy showing them to you. Now don't forget, if you want to go and look at the Burnham B48 that I did a video on, you can click on this link here and you can go and have a look at that video at your leisure. Don't be shy, leave a comment, but for now I'll just say bye bye now.